Good morning. This is Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel, making another video to pursue his further interest in succeeding in what I want to do, which is two components. Get my business going so it becomes a productive entity, the Shop Weasel brand, which I'm well underway of making that awareness out to the right people. But also being a guy with $1 million, well, $750,000, or a shy north less of $750,000 or more, three-quarters more north of $750,000 in equipment, and $750,000, $250,000 shy north, probably 350,000, 400-ish of new equipment, and a Dodge 4500 and that 40-foot gooseneck hydraulic dovetail trailer that'll hold most of my main equipment, or at least the machines, to go do hurricane recovery work and not be in a hurry. Not scrambling to greedily get everything I can and breaking my brains out in my machinery and people's properties, but sort of easing into it and getting paid up front, but taking my time and doing the jobs right and proper and normal, rather than an insane pace. And being okay with it, and making money that way too. That's more of an adventurous thing for me. Sort of sinking my roots in my long-term plans of where I want to at least winter. So everything's looking good on this end, I haven't got a lot of actionability out of anything yet, but I definitely have the foundation and the important factors of my business established, my products. That's 99% of it. Finding the right sensible person to fund into this and to pick up that effort and work with me for 50% of the profits, that's doable and manageable too. So I'm feeling pretty good. I got some good sleep last night. I didn't have to take a pain pill. I normally don't have to take pain pills, but having to walk extremes, sort of causing me some ankle pain mostly. But it recovers itself, I think it's the shoes. Sort of a little tendon thing going on in my ankle. But that's remedial. I'm feeling pretty good. But there is my next video, further informing my interest out there, my potential interest, and where I'm coming from, and motivating them to facilitate success on my part and their part, because my main thing is my Shop Weasel brand, my shopping bag holders, my shiner probe, fish trap, bait trap, and my fabulous folding cart. Eventually that's going to get into the fold. There's a gaff. And start being produced and offered to the masses too. That's the main component. But all 4 components, including my fabulous work barrels, let's not forget that, because there's many of high scale and medium scale applications for that, to where it's a viable business interest of mine. I developed it. I won't forget about it. But it's just not that important right now. It's already established. The design is sound. The attraction and appeal financially and aesthetically is awesome. It's like off the charts, like everything of Shop Weasel. But for entry-level simplicity and cost effectiveness, my shopping bag holders and my shiner trap must come first. The investment versus the returns it's an awesome differential there, and it's so simplistic of two items to manufacture. It doesn't take a great facility or workforce to start busting these out in large numbers and getting them sold and shipped to the consumer. Getting my funding for what I want to do now, today, this week, this month, for an intuitive, adventurous guy like myself that has an ability, a natural talent to intuitively operate machinery, run a workforce for hurricane recovery, and make it profitable. I'm great at it. I've done it before. Just that I didn't have the other component that I needed, which was real money at my disposal. That $1 million. Not that I'm going to go spend $1 million on this endeavor. More like $750,000, a little north of it. And just go about it my own time. I'm bringing my rod and reels with me, folks. I mean, at least once every 2 weeks, I'm going to cut loose and go fishing. So, I've been here 18 years now in East Tennessee, and I've fished a lot here. I've caught a 2-foot catfish, I caught a 2-foot walleye, I caught a 2-foot grass carp, I caught a 2-foot drum. Reminded me of an ocean fish, every one of them. But, but that was, just me luxuriating into my sporting interest. But we have a national emergency now with this hurricane disaster, and every year there's a national emergency on something, whatever. It happens. That's why I'm investing in this, I'm going to make a lot of money this year if I pull this off and go down there. But it's an every year event, and for a guy that can obtain the new equipment and keep it small, I don't want a corporation of hurricane cleaners. I don't want a government contract cleaning a township and all that. No, not really. I want to cherry pick the rich people and clean their estates and properties, or whoever they want to have cleaned, I'm sure even they have their charitable moments and scenarios which they will want me to clean a regular place up. That's cool. I do that. But I'm not going to get into construction work and all this. I'm going to bring the right machinery to clean debris, trees, stump grind roots, and tree stumps, and recover the outside of the property to where you can come and go safely and have it look neat again, so it's approachable for the more common layman to go in there and do their thing. The painters, the spacklers, the masonaries, the general contractors to start doing their thing. I just want to be aping the disaster out of that picture, place by place, with the right equipment that I've already chosen. Just takes money. And it takes a certain talent to do that, because, it is a dangerous element. I've been there, done it, very competently, too. You got high lines mixed with everything. You got to have the right tools so you don't hurt yourself or others. You don't want to send your employees into a dangerous situation, which I already have that acumen ability about me. I'm very competent. I'm a professional. Just about at anything I do, including my other business interests. It might not appear so, but you got to, all things considered in every endeavor, a guy with no money struggling to get firmness in a plan is very difficult these days. Among the digital age, the affirmative action, give me crowd, and the heavy-handed police state, the aggressive businessman that uses political force to get his way and keep others suppressed. These are just facts of our life. I'm not condemning any of it. I'm just articulating what I'm working through. And I continue to go through and forward with, because this is my plan. These are my things. This is my success to either hold or to waste and squander, which is not part of my plan at all. That's not my intent. I am being effective. Just yesterday, I had one of these corporate machinery people call me, and I was very glad to hear from him. I was hoping he would do that because I further solidified my contact and interest in his machines, his company. And here I am again at 5 a.m. I slept real good last night. I went to bed early. The last 2 nights before that, I laid down and I had a pain in my ankle and things on my mind. So I didn't sleep well the previous 2 nights, but last night I was doing great. I went to bed fairly early and I slept good. So I need my $1 million. Now, who am I pandering to in this video? You know, the investor. I'm offering something great. I have viable, developed products. 3 of them right now. 4 of them. But we're not going to cover the work barrels. If that ever gets done, that'll be, you know, later when we succeed and start really making money on my primary business interest, my Shop Weasel brand. The shopping bag holders and the Shop Weasel UFO Shiner Pro bait trap. Those are the 2 things that can be manufactured even here. Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, as corncobby as it sounds, I think I might want it to manufactured right here on my property. Why not? It sort of draws in the investor and conforms them to something that's viable and appropriate. It does not take a huge, vast manufacturing factory to build these 2 things. They're so simplistic that they can be done with the tools on site that can be put here in the right new building. They can be put here. I have the space for it. And it's sit back in a great neighborhood that's spaced and situated to where it's unobtrusive to anyone's business except ours. And it will conquer a lot of things right off the bat by putting it here. You've got your available power supply, you got high-speed internet, and basically isolation, you know, and plenty of ample parking for everything you would need here to do that. I'm just looking for an investor, that business person that has the capital to sink into it, has the intelligence to see the merits and viability and the quality revenue aspect of this proposal. It's a powerhouse, several powerhouse items that can be manufactured now. I really don't want the problem. I don't want to sit there and try to conform employees to make me happy. I'll let someone else do that. I have suggestions. You know, you can make my shopping bag holders with the manual wire benders like I made them with. And that would be a great litmus test for an employee to see if they really want that job. I would propose to set each model in front of them during the interview and turn them loose on a manual wire bender with the raw material available. And I'm not talking about shop work of making the handles. Have the handles already made and the blanks sitting there for them. It's the wires, it's the origami intuitiveness of bending the wires. And you can make great, vast multitudes of these with a manual wire bender. With 5 employees each day, you can make 2,400, I think. I could do the math again. I did it last night, but you know, I know how many I was making, and I got the hang of the flow of it and the intuitive training to really bend them out and then assemble them in the blank wood handles that I already had prefabbed. And you know, you can get a CNC wire bender later, but you're not giving yourself an advantage to the right quality employee unless you can turn them loose on a manual wire bender, where each one of these manual wire benders you can get for $60 each. So 5 times 60, if you want to start a mass production of these cheaply, that's the way to go, I think. It's less intimidating than having automation CNC machines sitting here bending them. You can do that, but you're cheating yourself in the quality of employee that you're looking for. If someone really wants a job, they will take raw, straight strands of wire, and you can tell them, you can inform them of the tips and tricks that I learned to lay a jig out, or to draw a jig to where to mark your wires to bend it. That helps. And you can give them a magic marker and the right work table and a manual wire bender and a little vise and even a work post that you can move the wire bender to make the heavy duty version. You'll still need the jig, but the additional markings and components on the jig to tell you, all right, you're making this more elaborate design. You're going to need more diagram patterns to mark your wire to where to bend it. But still, even with a manual wire bender, you got to have an intuitiveness to make it do a little more than what you would expect. And they can figure this out on their own. And if they really want a job, they can make one of each within an hour with the raw material and assemble it with the wood blank handles sitting there. And we don't care if they scrap 5 or 10 or 100 wires doing so. What's important is weeding out the intelligence and the intuitiveness and the desire of the right employee to make at least one of each, even though if it isn't perfect, roughly enough to where in a day or two, these guys are going to be honed in and winding them out rapidly. And I don't mind an employee like that. For $60, they've got basically most of the tool that they need to make a bunch a day. Now, with that said, the business has got to have a big floor drill press. It's got to have a little miniature paint booth to stain the handles and to coat them with paint or a varnish or a glossy protective coating of some kind, which is all simplistic. Low energy activities, the belt sander to take the rough edges off the wood after you cut it into handle blocks. The little trim router table to slot the handles for the wires to fit into to be adhered permanently. Simplistic stuff, every bit of it. The design is what's great. It's the tool that was overlooked that facilitates the last component that plastic shopping bags really needed to be made into a multi-tool. I've done that. I've closed that breach. I recognized it, identified the potential of it, and I developed it. Jason Faulkner. We got that. My shop, Weasel UFO Shiner Probe, it's like on the next plane of Tomorrowland. It's so awesome. And it's got everything about it is a great attribute. And economically viable as far as a money generating, both of these items, a money generating innovation, they're solid as they come. So, I just need to reiterate that to any business people that watch this. I'm offering a golden investment in these two items alone to give reason why I need $1 million up front to pursue my other business interests and to let you pump further money above that $1 million into putting a building here, a 6-inch floor, 5 manual wire benders, a little bit of raw material here and there, a drill press. You could buy one off Harbor Freight for $400. I could have got one for $290 the other day, but I didn't have the money. A work delivery van, because you got to get the product to the shipping wherever you decide to ship it out of, either FedEx, UPS, or the post office. More so who your customers prefer to have it shipped through. But every day the products have got to be made, boxed, packaged, and shipped. and I'm going to need my 50%. But every day you got to come here and run your labor force. Hire and fire, buy the raw materials, equip the building. It's a low-cost endeavor. A wire straightener with an automatic feed. The wire, which I can turn you on to the right applicable wire that's dirt cheap. Go to Lowe's and buy your wood to cut the handles, and wherever you want to buy the stain and paint, because obviously you're going to offer it in colors and stained, a wide variety of regular and heavy duty shopping bag holders. The material to box, wrap, and competently ship these products, and fighting your way, which you're probably a master at that, or I'm not, at this digital marketing firewall that's built into everything. It's not for me. I can do it if I have money. I guess I'd go blindly pay people endless sums of money to lower those walls and to let my stuff get seen openly amongst the masses, which even eBay now, I've had eBay auctions, and there's that firewall again, which I already knew eBay had it too. I figured, at some point you have validity in your product, it would overcome those barriers and boundaries, but it just don't anymore. You could be selling gold and ingots 1,000% less than everybody else, and with that firewall in place, you're just not getting anywhere regardless. It's so simple for them to push a button and says you're not going to be seen in this society, and there it is. So maybe the right professional business person out there already has a mapped schematic of his own business avenues that are competent. And that's what I'm looking for, because I know what I want to be doing right now, and that's in Florida. I don't want to sit here and interview 100 employees just to throw 95 of them away because they're problematic or whatever. They're attuned to their own social agendas, and they're not mine. So I'd rather save myself a lot of torment by making another video like I just did and announcing my interest. So, I have two products I'm selling you into. The shopping bag holder and the UFO Shop Weasel Shiner Probe. Awesome products. You should be proud to stand behind them or consider the opportunity, because they are so solid and high level innovations, even though they are simplistic. The merits determine what they are. Not the fashionability. Even though the shopping bag holders are damn fashionable. The novelty of of discovering the tool to make something ugly and most people would throw away anyway into a usable, fashionable, sensible tool that makes it okay to set it on their kitchen counter or take it to the disaster area to recover their life's goods out of the mire. It goes that far either way on the spectrum, And I've got it. I'm the one that has mastered this. It's my property. Amongst the Shop Weasel Salamander Folding Universal Travel Cart, which is just awesome fishing cart. I'll be taking mine with me. But, if you partner with me on those two first initial things to break our relationship open and start making money, then you'll probably get the shopping cart to at least 50% of it. I'm not interested in anyone trying to profiteer off me and crush me to where I get 10% of what I developed and then a half-hearted measure clownishly doing my thing, really subverting my wealth. I'm not for that. I want someone eagerly intent on making money for themselves greedily, semi-greedily. You know, the holidays are coming up, whatever. You see my products, and if you have a passion about them, and you've got the investment capital to make it happen, you've got my blessing. I'm going to buy my equipment and pursue my things that I really want to do anyway. Which is mainly self-interest anyway. I want to spend a year or two cleaning up hurricane debris when I feel like it. And getting paid up front for it, but then buying some damaged homes. And going about other plans, including in the long term when my wealth accrues, developing a production large yacht, fish, sport fish design boat. A jet boat. Water jet boat. That's long-term plans. But do a lot of fishing, boating, and exploring, eating a lot of good food, driving new cars, doing my thing, buying some nice clothes, covering my retirement, my health care and my retirement. That's my interest. So here's my video of this morning. I'm going to refresh my coffee and upload this. My name's Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. Look at my other videos. If you come up with $1 million, sign the right papers, show up and develop and do your work, which you're going to have to do anyway. You can become a multimillionaire, I guess. That's your all your future to be made, and mine. Of course, I want you to be a multimillionaire. I want you to make us $20 million and use the revenues off our monthly sales to fund that $20 million and to give us each $5 million and to have $10 million back to do whatever, or however it cuts down, but millions of dollars hopefully rolling into each of us yearly. Man or woman, I'm not particular. I just, I want it to be deserving, somewhat deserving too. So I don't want a pro sports player to come up to me and say, "Hey, I love your shopping bags. Let's build this." No, I want a private business person, and man or woman, it don't matter to me. My name's Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. My phone number is 423-231-2241. I urge you to take advantage of this offer, too. They don't come around that often. And I am wielding a pretty great opportunity. So feel free to call me. Let's talk about it. I want you to feel confident in what I'm selling you. And that's these two products. And come up and feel them, use them, check them out. If you don't like them, let's redevelop it. If you don't like the wire diameter size, which I think it's perfect, we can build them out of bigger wires. Whatever. The design is sound and usable, and it's friendly. I suggest we keep it like it is, but whatever. If I'm getting millions, what do I care? That's all just the little particulars. So feel free to give me a call, text me, email me, whatever. Watch my videos more importantly. Most people don't want to invest in watching other people's videos. Even yesterday, that guy, I had to tell him again, even after he said he would watch my videos the first conversation I had with him, he didn't. Most don't. Most don't care about what you're about. They just want to facilitate an immediate success. And, whatever. If that's his thing, that's cool. I can't knock the guy. He's backing a piece of equipment that I want. Maybe multiples of it over the years. Whatever. Maybe he didn't watch my videos yesterday neither. I don't know. I don't know how people work. I just know I discovered he didn't watch my videos. That's cool. On the other hand, I was looking vigorously for weeks for videos of his products, and I didn't see a huge amount of them. It sort of dismayed me. If they have such a great product, how come there ain't all these intricate videos? But I must confess, I discovered the same thing with the Dodge 4500. I mean, that's like a core company. You know, you're not seeing a lot of those videos that you might have once seen in a product. You know, like towing a 40-foot gooseneck. How's the engine brake work? Let's see a video of someone driving down the interstate with their Dodge 4500 loaded up with a skid steer, a tractor, and a mini wheel loader. How's it looking driving down the road? Is your engine brake satisfactorily, competently making you feel good doing it? Do you feel safe doing it? I'm not seeing anything about it. That's sort of disturbing, but that's just our society. Nothing I can do about it. Just mention it in a video and see what others say. Jason Faulkner, have a good day. It's being long-winded now. And I hope to see you in Florida soon. Have a good one. I doubt that worked too. Never does. It'll start it, but it won't stop it. Yeah, I'm right. Okay.